Hi, I'm Giovanni Landi, and I'm an AR and VR creative director. And I work as a consultant for ETT, an Italian company working on heritage sites and museums to create engaging experiences based on new technologies. We participated last year to a very challenging call for tenders that was organized by the Sovrintendenza Capitolina ai Beni Culturali, and it was quite a challenging set of requests, because the requests were to have an immersive augmented reality experience that may sound as a paradox, and that could valorize the original polychromy of the monument and could be individually enjoyable. So 23 companies, Italian companies mainly, participated, and ETT won the tender. But let's focus on the monument, the object of this installation. The Ara Pacis is a beautiful World Heritage Site. It's a marble altar dating to 9 before Christ that was built to celebrate the return of Augustus from the Spain and the Gaul, and to celebrate the beginning of a long-lasting period of peace. So the Ara Pacis is beautifully decorated with mythological scenes in bas relief, perfectly sculpted, and that show the mythological origin of the city of Rome and of the Augustus family. In origin, all these bas reliefs were colored, and the archaeologists were able to find the traces of pigment that we wanted to tell to the public through this innovative, technological, engaging experience. Also, the recovery of the monument is somehow legendary in the history of archaeology, because the monument was completely lost, and it was distributed along many private collections. And what remained was under a palace in Rome that hosted the Zetema, and they had to actually freeze 70 cubic meters of ground to actually extract the monument from the underground. Now the monument is hosted by this beautiful building from American architect Richard Meyer. And as you can see, it's very beautiful in the inside and from the outside. And it's, of course, part of the urban landscape. And this is how the monument looks at night. Before this engagement, the monument was only open at daytime. So the proposed solution that we offered the museum offered an immersive virtual reality hardware used in pass-through mode to give to the public an actual immersive augmented reality experience. So we provided the museum and the venue with 400 Gear VRs and 400 Samsung S7, and we relied on the really powerful 3D object tracking SDK from the Italian company Inglobe Technologies. So what we achieved is an AR experience that could be enjoyed through eyewear, that provides an ultra-wide field of view and an extremely robust 3D object tracking of the marble. So in this screenshot, you can see how wide the field of view we could, how a wide field of view we could provide. So the experience is divided in 9 points of interest, one for each sculpted scene, and we invite the public to walk around the monument and simply look to the bas reliefs to these magic goggles that we gave them. Of course, the experience is available in 5 different languages, and it starts with an introduction that it's a 360 video that we shot using real live-action actors composited with CGI. This is the public looking at the bas reliefs through our magical goggles. So the production started with the shooting of the 360 scenes. Here you can see the actors actually celebrating the sacrifice of this cow. And the result was a nice experiment of merging live-action footage with CGI. The workflow to obtain the AR experience was a bit more tricky because we had to 3D scan all the bas relief to be able to feed the algorithm from Inglobe with this geometry and point clouds. We used the occipital structure sensor in combination with Scanect software, and we obtained a really a good balance between low poly and good level of geometry so that we could provide the algorithm a good tracking configuration. We developed the application in Unity, of course, and we were lucky enough to use shaders and chroma key to be able to let Mara Colombo, an Italian visual artist, to work on normal compositing software to do the animation. And this is what actually the public can see when wearing the glasses. The experience is very smooth. You simply have to point at the bas reliefs, and once they are tracked, the original colorization starts to appear narratively and progressively and tells you the story of that particular part of the monument. Okay, we had to somehow customize the hardware because we had to make it more portable, and so we put a strap on the Gear VRs, and of course we provided the museum with some custom solutions to store and recharge so many devices that had to be available every night for at least 200 people every night. So there's not yet a practical solution to make mass installation because we tried a server-based solution, but it didn't work. So we had to manually install all the applications on the devices, and this is the opening of the exhibition with Virginia Raggi, the mayor of Rome. So the exhibition is open since October 2016, and it has already been visited by many visitors, and it was visible only on weekends, and since April it's visible every day at night. So I invite you to come in Rome and to look for the Ara Pacis Museum and visit it at night and enjoy this innovative experience. From what I know from the curators of the museums, the visitors had already been over 21,000. So I think this is one of the most visited augmented reality experience in the whole industry because it's there. And one of my our biggest success is that we listened to people getting out from this museum, and they were not talking about field of view, about frame rate, or about the goggles they had to wear. They were talking about the stories we were telling them. They were talking about the characters that on the sculptures, and so that we were able to make the technology completely transparent. And I think that dealing with world cultural heritage and experience that can be a once-in-a-lifetime visit to Italy or to such an iconic monument is a great responsibility. So this is a TV commercial that was aired before the opening that shows you the venue and the experience. And this closed my presentation. Thank you very much. I will be available for some questions. Thank you.
So questions? All right, man. It was that engaging. You answered everyone's questions up front. All right, fantastic. Well, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.